Happy holidays. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're here, if you could leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Just know where you're coming from and anything you want to ask me about yoga. It's always nice to, check in with you and see what's going on in your life. And today I want to talk about the holidays because they are rapidly approaching and some yoga techniques you can use, excuse me, some yoga skills that might be helpful for you in approaching this season because I think the thing that happens is we get really caught up in the excitement and it's like some people are not haven't seen their relatives for a couple of years and they're going to be together and we get caught up in the like, oh my god, I have to bake, 18 dozen cookies or I've got to, shop for all these people. We get so distracted. Distractions are so common this time of year. And yet, the other piece is that the season is calling us to this very deep inner place. I mean, that's what nature is kind of calling. So those of us in the northern hemisphere, nature is kind of calling an internal reflection. I mean, that's what solstice, that's what it's all about, really, internal reflection, whether it's solstice or Christmas, or any of the other holidays that people celebrate around this time of year. Most of them are about this inward, turning in. So then we get pulled out of ourselves. I mean, it's like the opposite of what the season is calling us to do. We get pulled out and we got to go shopping and we got to make cookies and God, I've got this huge list right now of things that I'm trying to get done over the next 2 days. I mean, can you relate? So, so I wanted to show you a technique from the yoga tradition about grounding, but let me just talk about grounding for one moment before I do that. So what does grounding even mean? We know that human beings are made up of biofields. Biofields are energy that is created by the system. I mean, this is cutting edge scientific research right now, is looking at biofields and how they drive our systems, right? So biofields do things like I cut my finger a couple of weeks ago and now it's better. It's not injured anymore. And that is from the biofields actually initiate that healing, make that, tell the cells what to do to fix it up, right? So biofields are they do everything. They're so involved in every aspect of our existence, of our physiology. So when you think about grounding, you think about like, how do I take my biofield and connect it to this biofield of the earth so that I'm receiving that energy of the earth? I don't know if you watched Shang-Li yet, which is this new Marvel. We're big Marvel movie fans in my house. So new Marvel, we just watched it, new Marvel movie. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's very like light. It's and beautiful graphics. It's not too violent, and it's like, kind of like a kids movie. But it's I love the Tai Chi in it. I love it, because it's all about manipulating the energies and yeah, that's children's stuff. But Tai Chi, Qigong, manipulating biofield energy, that's real. It's not like I'm going to take like the energy and make a big fireball and shoot at somebody, but I can certainly tune into my biofield energy. I can feel it between my hands. I mean, just put your hands like this. You'll start to feel a little bit of a sticky kind of soft and magnetic feeling between your hands. That's real stuff. This is healing energy. Everybody has this energy, not just psychics, not just psychic healers, not just energy heal. You have it. Everybody has it. It's part of who we are. That's why we put our hands on ourselves when something not so good happens, when we want to heal something, when we're not feeling, we put our hands on our bodies. The most fundamental way of working with this energy. So you can take your little ball of energy and ground it into the earth energy, and whoa, now you've got this huge, go ahead and pull it back up again. Now you've got this huge connection. Plug your energy into the earth energy, plug your nervous system into the cosmic nervous system, if you like, if you want to think about it that way. That's where we get our source of energy, it's where we get our grounding. And grounding is what keeps us sane during crazy times, whether it's Christmas or a 2-year pandemic. You got to stay grounded. The earth is there as your resource, your higher self is there as your resource. And as they like to say in Chinese medicine, human beings are the link between the heaven and the earth, between this groundedness and the higher self. So here's the technique that I like to do, and I'll even do it like in front of people sometimes and be like, "Oh, I'm just dealing, I just say things like, "Oh, I'm just trying to regulate my nervous system." You can do it anywhere. But if you're a little nervous about it, go to the bathroom and do it in the bathroom. So all you do is start bouncing your knees and then feel you it's better if you take your shoes off and then feel the connection of your feet, like really get into your feet have, I think, 7,000, don't quote me, I think 7,000 nerve endings. So this it's like connect to that sensation in your feet as it connects to the earth. So this is a grounding technique I learned years ago from my qigong teachers. You can also take your hands out in front, and then that's called shaking the tree. I learned this many, many years ago. And then I started to learn um, what it does physiologically, because you can learn stuff from these wisdom traditions, but bringing it into the scientific realm is where it really is like, it shines because you're like, whoa, it's real. So what's happening is I am hydrating the fascia, the connective tissue. This is so short, and people always say to me, "Does that mean I have to drink more?" Yeah, drink more, because if the heat pumps on, you should be drinking more water. It's not eggnog with rum in it, but you can have a little of that, but have a lot of water. And Yeah, it's about drinking water, but it's more about distributing the fluids through the system, because there's so much fluid in your body. So this is just distributing it a little bit better. Why is that important? Because guess what? All of your peripheral nerves, the whole peripheral nervous system, which is everything that's not the central nervous system, all of in the spine, all of that is running through that fascia. It's running through it. That's its base. So are the hormones, the endocrine parts. So are the immune cells, the neuroendocrine immune system is operate, which is just about everything that keeps you healthy, but pretty much all of that is operating through the system. So that hydration of it is not a bad thing. It's important. And then you focus on your feet and you focus on the earth and you plug yourself in to that cosmic biofield, that cosmic nervous system, if you like. Okay, so then you want to stop doing the bouncing and just feel all those lovely radiant sensations, because it's that awareness of the shift you just made in your nervous system that then starts making the neuroplastic changes, right? Please use this tip when you're dealing with your drunk uncle or somebody who wants to talk to you about politics this weekend. Go ahead and use it. Do some grounding. Get yourself back into yourself. When you know who you are, you can act from a much more centered, balanced place. I hope this has been fun. Please leave a comment. Love seeing you. Lots of love to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday if you're celebrating this weekend. I'll see you next week. I'm still trying to end my video, sorry. Goodbye. Trying to end it. All right.